Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue doing the review, like wrapping it up for this week's zik and zacking Chinese characters. So here, this week, it shows that Chinese are not all boxy. We can do diagonal lines like this one that looks like letter Z. And it actually pronounced almost like a Z. It's yi. It means a second, and it came from this plant growing underground, trying very hard to find the breakthrough moment to go above the ground. So this is the life's journey of the plant's growing path, and it's a non-linear. And as you can see, this was would be very difficult to draw consistently by different people, right? So eventually got standardized into this Z shape. A similar looking thing, but with a little bit more turns. And this character testified to Chinese concept of what means to be self, this self-awareness embedded in this character that came from a rope. So this is the shape of a coiling rope. And the rope is the one that ties all the loose ends of what makes you you, the fabrics of you, so to speak, or fibers together. Like we are those knot. We bundle everything, tie loose ends together. And that's the definition of self. And also it came from the sense of the center of all directions. So this is first person perspective. We are the center of our own version of reality. And that's self. And here point out this hook thing. It was not in the original rendering. Here is diagonal line pointed downward. But over here we use a hook. Instead of continuing on the diagonally downward going, this is upward going, trying to connect to the next Chinese character for the convenience of writing. All right, so next one is already yi. This character we use a lot, just like self. Those are commonly seen Chinese characters, and they can be confusing. Here we have almost the same shape, except here is half opening to this. And this came from this dangly looking thing. That's supposed to be a snake imagery. And well, did I ever explain why the snake looking thing became already? This concept actually was not a meaning transfer, it's a sound transfer. So according to some scholars, yi was the ancient pronunciation of yi was never written down before, and it didn't have a written form. And so just by the sound, the sound is similar. And so this particular character, the snake-looking thing, sounds like how people pronounce yi in their verbal communication without a written form, was borrowed to take on the meaning. So it really is, it's like we use number 2 to represent the TOO, also this 2. So it's the same sound, but totally different thing. And in the context, people would understand that means already. And you can see this one tail attached to the center of the bottom shifted now to the left, and then it got a tail, just like a ji. And here, it was originally fully enclosed, supposed to be snake head or something here, and it got open, half open, because it got to differentiate from this character. That also came from snake or a fetus looking thing, this squiggly looking thing. And Chinese abstract that by closing this gap, make it a full closure box. And this non-linear shape looks like a hook. It's really difficult to render, right? So it became this now we see reoccurringly universal solution for Chinese to represent some zigzagging, twisting, coiling thing in the imagery. This is kind of standardized. And we know it, when we do this, it means it goes through space, not in a straight line, right? As we here have already two corners, two turns. And the difference with the previous, the already concept, is here is full closure. And we know from the fetus looking thing, here added to make it a full enclosure here instead of having that gap. All right, so now this 四 as a fetus concept, I don't see it used in our language. What I see is it actually show up as a radical to make part of this worship concept. And this worship, as long as we have storytelling, as long as we have storytelling about the past, and then this worship concept would keep showing up because Chinese used to worship a lot, used to. We added, besides this squiggly fetus thing, we added this worshiping platform, and the best imagery associated with the shape would be kind of like a totem looking thing, two horizontal lines with one vertical line and two humans facing each other, shamans dancing around that totem. Isn't that kind of universal? And eventually this bottom horizontal line moved to the top, and then scholars kind of interpret it as 3 columns of past, present, future, 2 horizontal lines of heaven and earth. That gives the coordinate system of humans' existence, time and space. And that's the platform or the format we use to pray, to worship, to negotiate with our creators or the universe or the weather condition to let early human civilizations survive. All right, so you can see this contemporary version. We kind of collapsed the 2 vertical lines onto each other, forms this structure. So everything is connected together. It's not like a self-standing 2 dots on the sides. And also the horizontal line transformed into a dot because dot is faster to write instead of the horizontal line drawn out. So that's worship. And then we have ba, tail. I don't see tail, ba used on its own as tail. Oftentimes it pairs with wei, ba, to mean tail, tail, because Chinese like to double down on meanings because each Chinese character may have multitudes of meanings, and how we know exactly which one to choose. We use 2 similar meaning saying, I mean, each one have a multiple, right? And then when 2 meanings kind of close enough, then we know, okay, we double down on that meaning. That's the double locking system of Chinese. And we see the traditional, 2,000 years ago's version have the snake, head here, drawn out here. And in the contemporary version, we verticalize that horizontal line, signifying the snake head. And here it's kind of look like snake. At least you can see some shape of that. Now here is the full cohort of this zigzagging Chinese characters. I hope you can remember the sound to it. But to me, the whole year I plan to do such lookalikes, and the imagery, the shape of things, how the shape connects to the meaning is what I focus on. Sound part, okay, you can look up a dictionary, but here, yi, ji, yi. Okay, these 2 happen to sound the same. Okay, totally different thing. 四, 四, 八. Okay, and this is how Chinese kind of simplify things. Each one of them got this hook thing. And then we kind of transform the tail on the side to, in the middle to the side, right? and use the differentiator here. There's a half closed versus full open. That's a rope versus here's a fetus or snake. Here, fetus or snake, to differentiate among them, and then add the worshipping platform. And then this is a snake, full body, ferocious, elephant swallowing snake imagery. And here, yi means a second, and then ba is tail. This whole thing from second to tail, and second tail. All right? Thank you for your time. See you another week.